Yo, my name is Max,
Hey guys, it is Pekos.
Yo, and I'm Alpay.
and you are watching.
Racing or ping pong?
Hello.
Hey, honestly, what are we doing? Racing or ping pong? I love your sense of humor.
No.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of your most favorite YouTube channel. My name is Max, and you're watching Racing or Ping Pong. We know that we aren't like that we ask for subs etc. that often, but guys, we have passed 100 subs on YouTube. You guys are just incredible. 100 subs, that means the promised Charlotte Claire song will come in the next days. So if you haven't, go subscribe and activate the bell to not miss a thing, or in Apex, or the song probably. Also check us out on Instagram to get the most important news in the F1 world at racing_or_ping_pong_official. But without further talking, let us jump right into today's video. Let's go, Alpay.
The 2019 season is over. What a year it was. Lewis Hamilton is world champion for the 6th time in his career. Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz are the funniest duo ever. Ferrari struggled in tensions between Leclerc and Vettel, Grue and Williams.
Although some races were boring, most of the season was very intense and exciting. Some teams and drivers really impressed, some just messed their season up. Time for us to look at 3 tops and flops of the 2019 Formula 1 season. Let's go!
Let's begin with a positive thing. The top of 2019 is definitely McLaren. After they struggled a lot in the last seasons, with Fernando Alonso racing several times and young talents like Stoffel Vandoorne just not showing their potential, they seem to be back.
As McLaren announced to have a whole new lineup for 2019, there were many question marks in the F1 community. Who could bring the historic and legendary British team back to its glory? In the end, Carlos Sainz Jr. came from Renault, and the freshly crowned runner-up of the 2018 Formula 2 season, Lando Norris, filled the seats. Especially over Norris' seat, there were big question marks. Is he ready for a season in F1? Will he perform against Sainz? And is he the right driver to help McLaren to get back up?
As we know, he is. The young Lando Norris was the Rookie of the Year and showed impressive results in his first season of Formula 1. In just his second race at Bahrain, he finished 6th with another P6 at Australia. In 11 of 21, he finished in the top 10 and ended up being 11th in the Drivers' Championship. A very consistent season for a rookie.
And don't forget about Carlos. He was also moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster, and even finished 6th in the Drivers' Championship ahead of a Red Bull. That was a smooth operator.
So, in general, we can say that McLaren was really impressive in 2019, and we are hyped for the future of this team. And if they can get back up to winning races, our first top of this season.
Let's go to some flops. The biggest disappointment of the season finished P10 in the Constructors' Championship. Williams. After some good races in 2014, 15 and 16, it became worse and worse from 2017 on. 2018 was already a really big disappointment for the British team, but 2019 was even worse.
Williams only scored 1 point at Germany because of the penalties. Already during pre-season testing, the team had massive problems. Their car was finished too late, which meant that they missed the entire week of testing and failed to score useful data, and then Paddy Lowe was leaving the team before the season started.
George Russell and Robert Kubica didn't manage to get out of Q1 a single time. Also, Robert Kubica could have wished himself a better comeback to F1 after his hilarious rally accident in 2011. Although he has big limitations, he completed a full season and even scored that 1 point.
That Kubica wasn't ready to fight the others on the grid became clear in qualifying. He lost his quali battle with 0-21 against the Formula 2 champion Russell. But even with Russell's speed and the new sponsor with Rocket, 2019 was the worst Williams season of all time and a clear flop.
Time for something positive again. It wasn't that tight in the fight for the World Championship this year, as Valtteri Bottas was missing the last bit to get into position to beat his teammate and 6-time world champion Lewis Hamilton.
As Ferrari struggled with their strategies and had to suffer from tensions between Leclerc and Vettel, Max Verstappen took his chance and finished P3 in 2019 standings, ahead of both Ferraris. This season was probably the best of Max in his whole Formula 1 career, as he showed impressive results in the weakest of the top three cars and fought against Ferrari and Mercedes.
Also, Max didn't leave his two teammates, Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon, a single chance and was beating them until the end with a quali battle result of 19-2. With strong wins at Germany and Brazil, also the two craziest races of the year, he brought all of the people who said he is too aggressive to their feet. A top performance in 2019 from the young Dutchman.
We mentioned them before, Ferrari. It was probably the most disappointing season of the decade for the Italian team. It started so well with a strong performance at the pre-season tests in Spain, but the first race of the season in Australia was a big shock for all as Mercedes totally dominated it.
Many fans and experts were trying to save the disappointing result from Melbourne by saying that it isn't a track which confirms strength or performance of the teams, as it is like a street circuit. But although Ferrari was quicker in Bahrain, they were beaten by unluck as Charles Leclerc's engine died. He was in P1 and the engine failure forced him to P3, but it could have been even worse. From there on, Ferrari struggled the whole first half of the season and failed to score a win, although they were very close to one, especially at Austria, where Leclerc got kicked out by Verstappen in the last laps and was forced to P2.
But the second half of the season started very great for Ferrari, as Charles Leclerc won the first two races in Belgium and Italy, in front of the Tifosi and the team scoring 5 pole positions in a row.
Although all seemed to be better in turning things around, it was the drivers in the team who messed it up from Singapore onwards. Charles Leclerc, a young star with a bright future, and Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion and Ferrari's hope for the first title since 2008. Two drivers which both want to lead the team. And that led to tensions. Should Ferrari have a clear number one in 2020, and if yes, who? In the eye at the top right corner there is a poll. Participate if you want to.
The tension in the team led to an unhappy Charles, a frustrated Seb, and both crashing into each other at Brazil, which made it easy to snag wins Red Bull and Mercedes and cost Ferrari many points, which meant they had no chance against Mercedes points-wise, and Leclerc and Seb both finished behind the Mercedes. Hopefully, the team will make things better in the new decade. 2019 was a flop.
2019 was more a season of midfield fights. Behind the top three and also McLaren, all teams were motivated and ambitious, which moved them into a tight battle. Every midfield team had its time to shine. Racing Point with a P4 at Germany, Toro Rosso with 2 podiums, Renault with a P6 at Canada, or Alfa Romeo with a 4th and 5th place at Brazil. But also all of them had their lows.
In general, the midfield was creating a lot of drama and battles, which were nice to watch. And if they close up to the top 3 a bit in 2020, it is going to be amazing. The 2019 midfield was top.
Two teams which shined but morely struggled were Haas and Renault. Both had a solid 2018 season and expected the performance that McLaren had this year, but in the end both disappointed. Renault had a very tough season.
Daniel Ricciardo, who came from Red Bull, needed a bit to get into results, and Nico Hülkenberg was only doing middle good results. The worst point of Renault in this season describes 2019 very well. Both cars got disqualified at Japan. Both lost their points, and in the end they stood there with nothing big. The same happened to them from 2018 to 2019. Sad.
Haas was having a very okay beginning to the season.
Oh, I'm out! Crash! Somebody hit me in rear! It's crying!
Whoops, forgot about that one. They were pretty solid at the beginning, with Molly Kevin Magnussen delivering some points. His teammate Roman Grosjean sadly struggled with the car, which even got worse and worse after an upgrade. It was good in qualifying sessions, but in the race it was like just garbage. In the whole second half of the season, Roman Grosjean failed to score even 1 point for the team.
But Magnussen wasn't that much better. In the end, Both wobbled their way to P16 and P18 in the championship, with only Williams behind them. For sure, the weakest season in Formula One of the US team, which joined in 2016.
These were our 3 biggest tops and flops of the season. Do you agree with us? Let us know in the comments. Also type us what your tops and flops of 2019 were and why. If you want to directly text us, you can do this on Instagram through direct message to racingonpingpong_official. And now it is goodbye from us and have a nice day.